How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Yutes, Daf 19 of Masechta Sotah. Friends, well, today we start the 19th page. We start the third parak of Masechta Sotah, which is pretty cool. We talk about like the mincha and the drinking of the Sotah water. So I guess continuing on the journey of the Sotah. Okay, we're going to start at the Mishnah and Daf Yutes Amud Aleph at the new parak. So the husband would take the flour from the palm bast and put it into a klisharis. V'nosna al yada, and then put it in her hands. V'koyin maniach yadu mitachteo umanifa, and then the koyin puts his hands underneath her hands, and together the koyin and the sotah wave around the mincha together. Heinev v'higish, they wave it around. He brings it to the mizbeach. Komatz, he takes a fistful, v'hiktir, and he burns it on the mizbeach. V'ashar necha lekeanim, and then the rest, after the haktare, the rest is eaten by the keanim. Next, okay, fine. 1 second. Okay, yeah. Where am I? Fine. Okay. Fine. Fine. So according to Tanakama, first she would drink the mei sotah, and then afterwards they would offer the korban mincha. Shimon Omer makiv as minchasa v'achar kach haya mashka. According to Reb Shimon, first the mincha offering is offered, and then comes the drinking of the mei sotah. Shnema, as the pasuk says, v'achar yashke esisha, that afterwards, after the korban mincha, she drinks the mei sotah. Yashke isa samoin. Im hishka v'achar kach ikriv minchasa ksher. But if it happened the other way around, if she first drank the mei sotah and then afterwards offered the mincha, say it. Says the Gemara, Omar le Rabbi Elazar le Rabbi Yoshia dedore. So says Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua the Amora to Rabbi Yoshia of his generation, as opposed to Rabbi Yoshia the Tana. I didn't realize that there were two different Rabbi Yoshias, that there was Rabbi Yoshia and Amora and Rabbi Yoshia a Tana. I just thought that Rabbi Yoshia was kind of like Rabbi Chia, who was kind of like at the end of the Tanoim, beginning of the Amoraim, that kind of straddles the border. But apparently there were two Rabbi Yoshias, who was a by plukta of Rabbi Yonasan. The Rabbi Yoshia the Tana was a contemporary of Rabbi Yonasan, apparently. And then there's Rabbi Yoshia the Amora, who I believe that's probably Rabbi Yoshia Bribi, that we learned about in Masechta Eruvin, I assume. Okay, so Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua says to Rabbi Yoshia of his generation, the Amora, Lo teisav akarich ad mafrash lo loha milsa. Don't, I guess, stand up or something, or don't sit down. What does that mean? Lo teisav akarich. Don't stand up, don't sit down, don't. He's basically saying, no, answer this for me. What do you want me to tell you? Sorry. How do I know that the flour offering of a sotah requires waving? What do you mean? How do I know that it requires waving? It says it says you wave it. That was easy. No, so how do I know that it requires demands the participation of the person, of basically the sotah in this case. So I say yad mishlam. So for that there's a gzeir shava. It says yad by sotah and yad by a shlomim. So gzevacha v'lokach hakoyin mi yad ha'isha. Gzevasim, it says by a shlomim yodov tivienu makan koyin af lo'alon koyin. So just like by a sotah, so it says v'lokach hakoyin, that the koyin takes it. So also by a shlomim it involves the koyin. Umalaholim bailim af kan bailim, and just like by the shlomim, it demands the participation of the person offering it. So here also by sotah, it demands the participation of the sotah. If the way this works is that the kohen puts his hands beneath the hands of the person offering the korban mincha, in this case the sotah, and they wave. So the Mishnah had said, okay, so they wave it, they bring the coin brings it to the mizbeach, kmitza aktor, and according to Tanakama, she first drinks the mesota and then they offer the mincha. Fact the Gemara, what do you mean? The mincha, the Mishnah just said how you what did it say? It says you wave it, you bring it to the mizbeach, the kometz, the aktor, all of that. And then you give it to, and then she drinks the Sotah. How could the Tanakama say that she drinks the Sotah and then you offer the korban mincha? What do you mean? The Mishnah already said that you offer the korban mincha. It was already offered. So this is how you understand the Mishnah. Say the menachis ketzad heinef v'higish kamatz v'hiktir v'ashan echor l'kohanim. Look, so what the Mishnah is saying, look, how does the mincha process work? The way that the mincha works is that first they'll wave it, then the kohen brings it to the mizbeach, takes the kometz, burns it on the mizbeach, and then the kehanim can eat what remains of the flour offering. Okay, that's how the mincha works. Now, uve'ashkoya gufa. Now, in terms of how does the drinking of the mesota work? Okay, so pligi barib Shimon v'Rabbanan, it's taka machlokas. The Rabbanan savri mashka v'acharkach makavis es minchaso. That the rabbis say, okay, when it comes to drinking it, so first she's going to drink the mesota, and then afterwards you do the offering of the mincha. Reb Shimon savri makavis minchaso v'acharkach mashka. Whereas Reb Shimon disagrees with the rabbis and says that no, first you offer the mincha, and then afterwards she drinks the mesota. Shenema v'achar yashke, as the pasuk says, that afterwards she drinks the mesota. And says Reb Shimon, but if she first drinks the mesota and then offers the korban mincha, fine. So says Reb Shimon, that works too. Okay, fine. Tana Rabbanan. So the rabbis taught v'hishka matam loma v'alo kvar nemar v'hishka parapa. No, if you look at the psukim, we have Bamidbar Perikei pasuk chav daled, Perikei pasuk chav Zayin, and Parakeh Pasuk Chav Vav. In those three psukim, it mentions Vehishka, right? In two of them it says Vehishka, and in one of them it says V'achar Yashke. So, how come what do we learn from all three of them? How come it needs to mention it three times? So, Tanavan Vehishka, Matam Lama V'alok Varnema Vehishka, right? Why does it say Vehishka? It already says Vehishka, right? Why does it say it twice? So, what we learn out is She'im Nimchaka Megillah, that once the text is erased, that includes the Shem Hashem, once the text is erased in the water, the Omer is Eini Shosa, and at that point she says, no, I'm not drinking, too late. Ma'arin Osa Umashkin Osa Bal Korcha Div Rebbe Kiva, says Rebbe Kiva, at that point she has to drink. Meaning up until the Parsha, the text is erased in the water. If she says, I'm not drinking, so Beseder, she doesn't have to drink. We'll just assume that she had an affair and she can't remain with her husband anymore. Okay, she doesn't have to. If she says I'm not drinking, so she doesn't have to drink. We just, but because she's not drinking, so we don't know. So therefore, she can't remain with her husband. She gets divorced. Beseder. She doesn't get her ksuba. Fine. But once already, she asserts her innocence, and we erase the text in the water, and then she says, at that point, I'm not drinking it. Well, then it's too late. We already erased the text, so in the water. So at that point, she has to drink it. Reb Shimon Omer. Now, Reb Shimon says he doesn't disagree with Rabbi Akiva, but he's commenting on something else. Reb Shimon Omer says, Reb Shimon, V'achar Yashke Matam Lomer. How come it says V'achar Yashke? Right, meaning Rabbi Akiva was commenting on why it says V'hishka twice. Reb Shimon is asking, why does it say V'achar Yashke? V'aluk Varnemar V'hishka. It already says V'hishka, so how come we also need V'achar Yashke? El Achar Kol Maisim Kulon Hamurin L'mayla. So Reb Shimon learns out from there that when it says V'achar Yashke, it means after all of the prior steps, right? That you have to do all the prior steps, and then comes the drinking. Magid Gimel Dvar Ma'akvin Ba, which teaches that there are three things that must be done before she drinks. Ad Shelo Karev HaKometz, that you have to first offer the mincha offering, the fistful of the flour offering on the altar. V'ad Shelo Nimcha Megillah. What's that sound? And then she needs to. You have to erase the text in the water. The ad shelot kabel aleh shvua, and she has to accept the oath that we discussed, I believe yesterday. She has to accept that oath. So we said that you have to offer the kometz. Reb Shimon the Taimei Damar Makav is minchoso ve'achar kach mashka. Okay, so when we say that first you offer the mincha offering, and then she drinks the mesota. So that's Reb Shimon. That's Reb Shimon 101. First she offers the mincha, and then ve'achar yashke, right? And then afterwards she drinks. We say that she needs to. We say that you have to erase the text in the water. Ella my mashkela. Wait, what? So what? Where am I? What? Wait, what did I just say? Ella my mashkela. So obviously you first need to erase the text in the water. If you haven't erased the text in the water, then what are you going to be giving her to drink? Obviously, that's like the whole thing. You take the water, you erase the text in the water, and then she drinks that. So if you have to first erase the text in the water. So well, if they erased it, but it's still recognizable on the parchment, so then you have to erase it again until it's completely gone. So then we said that she has to accept upon herself the shvuah. So now, Frekti Gemara, Mishtahu Dilo Shasis, what we're saying is that, so we're saying that prior to making the shvuah, that she didn't have an affair, so she doesn't drink yet. But Amichtav Kasvila, but you could have already written down the text beforehand, right? So you could write down the text and then swear. She just doesn't drink yet, but you could have already written down the text. But didn't Rav say that if you write the text before making the shvuah, it's pointless? So how are we implying that you first write down the text prior to making the shvuah? Kadin Asba. No, don't infer that, right? Don't read into that too much. We're saying that yes, first you make the shvuah and then and then she drinks the water, but it does not imply that you could have already written the text. No, you make the shvuah and then you read it, and then you write the text and then you drink. Fine. Now, what's the machlokas between the Chachamim and Reb Shimon in our Mishnah? Right, the Chachamim had said first she drinks the mesota. The Chacham said first she drinks the mesota and then you offer the mincha. Reb Shimon says fakert. First you offer the mincha va'achar yashke, and then after she drinks the mesota. What's the machlekes? Plus a kroiksive. So as we pointed out already on this Amud, that the Torah mentions vihishka, right? That she drinks the mesota 3 times. The Torah mentions that she mentions it 3 times. So vihishka kama. V'achar yashke, v'hishka baso. That first it says v'hishka, then it says v'achar yashke, and then it says v'hishka nachamo. So Rabbanon Savri, so the rabbis hold v'hishka, that when the pasuk initially says v'hishka, it means it literally. V'hishka kama legufo shamashka v'achakach makriv es minchosa. When it says v'hishka, it means that she drinks the mesota, and then only afterwards she deals with the korban mincha. V'achar yashke, when it says and then afterwards she drinks, it's teaching for if you could still see the text, so you have to erase it again until it's gone. And v'hishka b'asher, when it says v'hishka then shemnimcha kol megillah v'omeres eni shosa, it's like we learned earlier that once you erase the text and she says no, I'm not drinking, me'arin osa umashka osa ba'al korcha. Well, at that point, once we already erase Shem Hashem, she has to drink the water at that point. Okay, so we see that according to the rabbis, the first vihishka is teaching quite literally that first she drinks the mesota, and then only afterwards comes the mincha. Reb Shimon says va'achar yashke legufo shemakriv es minchosa va'achar kach mashka. That Reb Shimon, his main one is not the first vihishka, his main one is va'achar yashke. Then when it says then afterwards she drinks, it means that first you offer the korban mincha, and then afterwards she drinks the mesota. Vihishka kama, and what do you learn out from the first vihishka? Well, as Reb Shimon said in the Mishnah, shem hishka v'achar kach hikriv es minchosa kshera, that if she did first drink the mesota and then afterwards offer the mincha, seder, that works as well. V'hishka basra, and the last v'hishka shem nimcha kol megillah v'omer eni shosa, that once the megillah, once the text and the Shem Hashem is erased, well then if she says, look, I don't want to drink, me'arin osa umashkin osa bal korcha, well at that point we compel her to drink the Sotah because the Shem Hashem was already erased. So basically we see that the Chacham say, look, the first v'hishka means that she first drinks the Sotah, whereas Reb Shimon says no, that would only be b'di'evet. B'di'evet, if she first drank the Sotah and then offered the korban mincha, it would be fine. But really, the chatchila is the second one, right? Va'achar yashke. The first you offer the mincha and then she drinks. Whereas the rabbis say, meh, no way, no how. That the first time something appears is going to be the definitive one. And therefore, when it says v'hishka, don't tell me, Reb Shimon, that's b'di'evet. That b'di'evet, right, when the Torah first says v'hishka, that's only talking about b'di'evet. If she drank first and then offered the mincha, fine, it works. The rabbis say, no way, no how. The first one is the definitive one. And if it says v'hishka, then we're going to take that to mean that first she drinks the Sotah and then afterwards is the korban mincha. Reb Shimon, don't tell me that really the second one is the definitive one when it says v'achar yashka. No way, no how. The first one is definitive, says the rabbis, that first you drink it and then first she drinks it and then afterwards is the mincha. Fine. V'sav Rabbi Akiva mashkin osa bal korcha. Does Rabbi Akiva really hold that once the Megillah is erased, we force her to drink the Sotah? Right? We had learned all the way at the top of the Amud. What do we say? Tana Rabbanan v'hishka ma'tamalom balok fanem v'hishka shem nimchu kol Megillah v'omeres eni shosa ma'arin osa mashkin osa bal korcha divrei Rabbi Akiva. We saw at the top of the Amud that if once the Shem Hashem is erased and she says that she's not interested in drinking the Sotah, we say too bad, right? At this point we already erased Shem Hashem, you have to drink it. But does Rabbi Akiva really hold that we force her to drink the Sotah? Again, v'sav Rabbi Akiva mashkinoso bal korcha ve'atanib. We learned it by Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Says Rabbi Yehuda, kalbu shel barzel matidin l'sochpia, that we put some kind of iron contraption into her mouth, shem nimcha kol Megillah, that in a situation where that the text was already erased. V'amr eni shos, and she says, look, I don't want to drink it. Me'arin oso mashkin oso bal korcha. We force her through this steel contraption to drink the Sotah. Amr Rabbi Akiva klumanu tzrichin el levodka v'alo b'duka v'omedes. Whereas Rabbi Akiva says it's pointless. What's the point? If she says she's not drinking, why do you think that she's not drinking? Because she had an affair. So if she says she's not drinking, well, what's the point of her drinking the Sotah at this point? She's not drinking the Sotah. But the whole point of the Sotah is how else are we going to know if she had an affair or not? She's saying, I'm not drinking it. You can assume that the reason why she's refusing to drink it is because she had an affair. So end of story. We no longer need the Sotah. So says Rabbi Akiva, what would be the point of forcing her to drink it? We already, from her actions, we already clearly know that she had an affair. We don't need the Sotah anymore. Ella achlokarva komets. Rather, Rabbi Akiva says something interesting, which is if the mincha, the komets has not been burnt on the mizbeach yet, yichol lachzor ba, she can still say that she's not interested in drinking the Sotah. Mishukarva komets, but once the mincha, the fistful, is offered on the mizbeach, any yichol lachzor ba, she can't change her mind anymore, and at that point we force her to drink the Sotah. So now I don't understand. Well, the time of Chik he gufer, but Kiva, don't you have the same problem, the same question? Mishakar vakomets eni yechol lachzor ba. How come, Rabbi Kiva, you're saying that once the fistful of the flour offering is offered on the mizbeach, then she can't rescind that? She can't say, "Look, I'm not interested in drinking anymore." And at that point, we would force her. Didn't you, Rabbi Akiva, say that? But from the fact that she's saying that she doesn't want to drink it means that we can assume that she has an affair, that she had an affair, and we don't need the Sotah anymore. So lokasha adika adraba machmas resisa v'adika adraba machmas bar yusa. Says the Gemara. Well, it depends. If she is terrified and she says, "I'm not drinking that," and she's absolutely terrified, well, then once the Shem Hashem has already been wait 1 second. Who's talking outside? the heck is talking out there? One second, I need to look into this. 1 second. Okay, I don't think. Okay, we said I don't know who it is. Fine. Anyways, so it depends. If she's terrified and she says that that she's not gonna drink, but we've already put the komets on the mizbeach. So then, look, the reason why she doesn't want to drink is not because we know that she had an affair. It's just because she's terrified. So if we already offered the komets on the mizbeach, says Rabbi Akiva, so then at that point we force her to drink because we already raised Shem Hashem and. Look, hopefully she's innocent. But if she's like complacent and she's like, look, I'm not drinking this, and she's kind of, cool. So then we can assume that the reason why she doesn't want to drink it is because she knows that she would die, that she had an affair, and therefore there's no point of drinking the Mei Sotah because, okay, she's basically saying that she had an affair and we found the information that we need, and she gets divorced, and that's that. And this is what it's saying. Kol machmas bar yusa klal lo sha. So look, that if she's like cool-headed and she says, look, I'm not interested in drinking, so she doesn't drink because clearly we assume that she's admitting that she had an affair and that's why she doesn't want to drink, and there's no point of forcing her to drink. We know. We can assume. Machmas resisa, but if she's terrified, so if the komets has not yet been offered, and therefore the Megillah has not yet been erased, so inami imchuk Megillah d'shalokidin avid kanim demachake, or even if they did erase the Megillah prior to offering the komets, which was out of order, so in either way, she would still be able to. So if she's like terrified, she could still say that she's not going to drink, and we would assume, look, I mean, if she's not going to drink, then we have no way of knowing, and they wouldn't be able to remain together. But Motzi Hajaba Mishakari Vakomets de Bedin Ovid Kohanim Dimachake. But once the komets was already offered and the Shem Hashem was erased properly, lo matzi hadra ba. At that point, even if she's terrified, she can't go back. At that point, she drinks it, and hopefully she's innocent, and that is that, because we assume that she is innocent. She's just freaking out about the waters. Now we say, 1 second, I don't understand. At the beginning of Yud Tes Amud Beis, Rabbi Akiva had said that it's the erasing of Shem Hashem that is the defining factor. That once Shem Hashem has been erased, so then she can't go back anymore. Yet later on, he's saying that it's about if you offered the komets yet. So Trei Tanoim Alibet Rabbi Akiva. It's two students, two Tanoim of Rabbi Akiva, right? Two Tanoim teaching the teaching of Rabbi Akiva, and they have differing accounts of what he was saying. If the cutoff is the erasing of Shem Hashem or the komets. There are people outside making a freaking ton of noise. A lot of Americans around these days making like a lot of like screaming and yelling noises. Not sunflower people, friends. There's a distinction between these. Aren't sunflower people. These are just loud Americans with like the whole family, and they're having a good time at my expense. But because don't they know, of course, that I'm recording here away in my bunker. But Akoponim, that's different than sunflower people. Sunflower people are separated under a zach. Okay. If she's chilling, she's cool-headed, she says that she's not drinking the Mei Sotah. So we said in that case, then she doesn't drink it. But then she says, no, I am going to drink it. Maus. Now what? Well, once she said that she's not going to drink, so is she basically saying that she's tamei, in which case there's no point of drinking? And therefore, once she says that she's tamei, so then that's that. She can't go back. Or maybe when she says no, actually I am going to drink, then we can retroactively understand that when she said that she wasn't going to drink, now that she says that she is going to drink, can we say retroactively that when she said that she wasn't going to drink, it's because she was freaked out? Amar Avua, the Shmuel says, Avua the Shmuel tzarich shitin marlo sochaman. You have to put some bitter stuff into the water. My time I'll come to Amar Kra mea morim shemorim kvar. You have to put some bitters in there because it says the bitter waters. They have to be bitter. Okay. Friends, that was the Yud Tes of Masechta Sotah. We started the third parak. We saw the machlokas between Tanakama and Reb Shimon about do you first drink the Mei Sotah and then offer the mincha, as the Tanna Kama says, or do you first offer the mincha and then drink the water, as Reb Shimon says? Friends, that was the Yud Test of Masechta Sotah. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.